Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I want to show you what was supposed to be my pole beans. This is it. Remember when we had all those hurricanes and it was a very rainy summer in Florida. And then the pole beans didn't survive. Why? Because in the soil right here, I had a huge amount of um, peat moss. And peat moss is supposed to keep your soil moisturized. And because it rained so much, the soil became so saturated that the beans developed a fungus and they just died because of it. I mean, if you get too much water in the soil with beans, they die. So here, I guess this is all I grew was a spider. It's okay though. I mean, I'll just try to make sure in the future that I plant them in an area that doesn't have too much water. Right here, there was so much water. It rained for days, like every day, and the poor beans were so saturated. I tried to rescue them by pouring hydrogen peroxide on the roots and stuff, but I guess I did it too late. I didn't do it in time to save the beans. But like I said, my garden this summer, you know, it was a mess. I started late, so everything, just about everything, you know, didn't flourish at all. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to pick up, oh well, here are the sweet potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and try to harvest any sweet potatoes in there. As you can see, it's all drying and everything. And the insects, because of the rain, they had a feast day with it. So right now it looks as if they're drying up. So I'm going to like clean it up, take out any potatoes that I can get, give them to my neighbors because she wanted some. If there are any potatoes, I think there might be a few. And it's a small patch, so it's not like it's a huge potato patch. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the potatoes up from this bed here and clean out the pole beans. Just this bed. The other beds I'll just leave for a later time, but this bed I'm gonna clean up, make sure it's properly revitalized, and then I'm gonna go ahead and plant those kale, the baby kales that I have over here. If you can see them right here, I'm gonna transplant them in that bed. These baby kales right there. I planted some other kale in another basin right there. That's what I had. That's where I had the potatoes, and the potatoes didn't grow. Like I said, they were being planted out of season, so they decided they're not gonna grow. So it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the beds. These are the kales. These are the first set of kales that I had planted. Transplant them into that bed that I'm gonna prepare. So hopefully, well, kale I know will do great because it's gonna be nice and cool. It's getting cooler in Florida anyway. Not as cool as you think it should be because a couple of days ago it was like 91 degrees, but it's getting a little bit cooler. So here, these are my two. I keep always forget the name of this plant. This is the Swiss chard. They're growing nicely. Look, huge, really good. So I'm gonna plant some additional Swiss. Well, I'm gonna set some additional Swiss chard seeds, and it's the winter month now. So, well, not quite winter yet, but it's the fall. So hopefully, you know, those will catch on, and I'll be able to get. I'll be able to, get them to grow. I normally have good success with that. And here again, see, I have maybe just this one plant left. And look, I think I saw a squash the other day. but it's not gonna survive. If you look at the very end of it, it has like end rot, so it's not gonna survive. The very of all the squash beds I had, I only had one single squash coming through, and it's rotting. It has end rot. So that's it for the that's it for the squash for this season. I have a lot of peppers on these. You can see the peppers. They're tiny though. They're not really growing that big. So I have a lot of peppers. And here, got peppers on this one too. Right over here. It's hiding behind the leaf, but it's there. There it is. And there's some ones here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're there. There, look. Oh, it's hiding behind the leaf as well. Got some here. Tiny little peppers. So these are growing. They're growing well. There's some more peppers right here. And these are jalapenos, so maybe let's see if I can pull this apart so you can actually see it. There it is. Okay. So I got these peppers growing. My lemon balm, it's growing, but it's not growing at the rate I expected to, but it's still growing, so that's good. And this pot has radish in it. These are the Scotch bonnet peppers, so I'm gonna be planting a whole bunch of those. I don't recall what's in that, so I'll see where it grows. And that one over there, this has radish as well. So all in all, it's not so horrible, I guess, you know. And if I move to the front garden, where I have where I planted the cantaloupes. This is my only surviving cantaloupe. Where is it? There. That's it. That's all that's growing. That one tiny cantaloupe. So I'm hoping that it will survive and keep growing, but it was a disaster as well. So this bed here, where the cantaloupe is, I'm gonna clean that up. So there's a cantaloupe plant still growing, but it's not fruiting or anything, so I'm gonna clean it up. There's one down here still struggling to grow, but I'm gonna just clean it out as well. I'm not gonna wait on it. I'm not gonna hope for anything. My aloe vera plant is actually growing. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna use aloe vera in my hair products that I'm gonna be putting out. Not this, because this is tiny, but yes, eventually, hopefully I'll be able to plant a whole bunch of them so I can actually use them. But for now, I have to buy it to make the product. And this is my corn. The corn. It survived and it's growing. Look, this is actually putting out flower. It's great, isn't it? It's small though, but hey, you know, if it's flowering, it's gonna bring me a corn. I'm okay with that. But my entire summer garden has died, and there are two reasons for it. It died because one, some of these things were planted out of season or planted extremely late, so there wasn't enough time to, you know, get them to grow before the rain started, or the extreme heat, I should say. And the second thing why they didn't grow was because we had huge amounts of rain. Listen, plants love water, but there's such a thing as too much water, and this is what happened to my garden. So I started late, and then I had too much water way too much water. So, you know, they all died. And I guess, like everything else, you know, when you fail at something, you just got to get it and start over. I mean, that's what life teaches you. That's what gardening teaches you. That when you fail at something, all you have to do is to start over. So here is my avocado tree. The one I was telling you I need to cut. And there, look at that avocado. So nice and big. But guess, you see what those things are on it? Those are bites. Squirrels are eating it. So what I'm going to do is get up there and try to get the ones that are ready. They're not ripe, but they're ready. So I'm going to try to pick all of them. Here, there's some other ones right here too. There, look at them hanging off. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those. Oh, look, there's one hiding right there in the bush. I didn't even see it. It's right there. Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna get to pick all of those avocados that are, you know, they're not ripe, but they're almost ready. I'm gonna try to get them before the squirrels get them, and then I'm gonna put them down and ripen them so that I can have avocado from my own tree. Really good, nice, dry and delicious avocado. Not the ones that are like all soggy and wet. These tend to be nice and dry. Anyway, so let me see if I can pull up these potatoes right now, and you can watch me do it. All right. I think these were just major runners, no real potatoes on them. Here, there's a tiny one. Look at that. Oops. I knocked my camera over. This is definitely not a potato plant. It's a weed that just sucked all the nutrients out of the soil. Here, look at this. Look at this potato. Okay, that's good. And then look at these. Look at these potatoes here. Great, isn't it? Here's another one. Wonderful. I'm sure I have more. Like I said, this isn't a big patch, so I'm not expecting any giant harvest. But I'll get a few potatoes out of it. There's still a tiny one here. Something started eating it. Look at that one. And this one. Nice. Here's another one. Stuff's eating it, so it's a good thing I'm pulling it up right now, because then worms would feast on it. But here, look at the wormholes right there. And here's another nice potato. Oh, and if you know, these are not the regular potatoes that are planted in America. These are potato slips that I got from the Caribbean, so these are really sweet. It's not like the ones we have here. These are really, really sweet. So that's my little harvest so far, and I still have this other part here to pull up. And then I have to search the bed. Search the bed when I'm done pulling these up. Oh yeah, look at that. Just look at that. Potatoes. And more potatoes right there. Wow, look. I didn't expect so many, to be honest with you. Wow, this is great. So my whole garden was not a total disaster after all. I actually got potatoes, yeah. So I can give my neighbors some really great potatoes. Look at these. Wow. Look at that. So you see, all is not lost, even when you're disappointed. Look at this potato right here. There's always good in everything. In every situation, there's always good. Look. So my garden did not do well in some areas, but I am having a really nice little harvest right here. Didn't expect it at all, but it's good. I mean, it's not humongous, but you know, compared to the space it was in. Look, it was in that tiny space right there. That's it. That's right there. One bed. I think this was like what, 40 inches across by oh my gosh, I'm not sure if it, oh 12, it was what, 12, yeah, it was 12 feet and 40 inches across. And look at the number of potatoes I've gotten so far. Isn't that great? So Mother Nature has been kind to me, and you can give thanks and praise to God Almighty for that. Okay, I usually don't make long videos right now, so I'm going to end the video here and continue harvesting the potatoes. One of the things I wanted to say though is that in this season, this election season, please go out and vote. Vote early, vote early, vote early. And before you go, right now, before there's no more time for you to register, check your voter roll. You can go to vote.org and check to see if you were purged from the voter roll. And if you were purged, go ahead and reapply so that you can get you can be active again, so you can vote. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I don't really care what your politics is. I'm expecting you to do the right thing, but you need to vote. We're coming up into a very perilous time, and this is the time. If you look around you, you can see all the signs that were written in Matthew 24. They're all coming to pass slowly but surely. Vote. Let your vote be counted. Do not be reactive. Don't wait until election day and then you go out there and then you realize that unfortunately you were purged from the roll and you cannot vote. Do it now. Check now to make sure that you can vote, and then go ahead and vote. And if you have older family members that might be scared of the coronavirus or anything like that, make sure they go out early to vote. I wouldn't trust the mail the way it is right now, but I would, if I get a mail-in ballot, or if you want to get a mail-in ballot, I suggest you get it, but drop it off at the supervisory of election in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state, in your town, wherever it is. Drop it off there. Don't leave your vote to chance. Make sure your vote is counted. So be proactive and not reactive. Thank you for watching my video. You can like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you guys subscribe, and have a blessed day.